Hello there. My name is Olatunji Shobodu, Emet Leadership Academy, and it's a privilege to be live again. As you probably know, my subject is leadership, and that's what I'll be talking about even this evening. Interestingly, I've been running a program the Smart Leader Program. The Smart Leader Program. The Smart Leader Program, the way we describe it, is that it is a training that builds the capacity of smart learners, making them into smart leaders. As you probably know, there are many who are smart learners, but they are not smart leaders. You could be a high flyer, but not be a smart leader, not be a credible, authentic leader. And that program is a 30-day program that focuses on what makes for smart leadership. Focuses on what makes for smart leadership. For those who may be interested, you can check out the links below the screen. But today I am talking about smart leadership as a key imperative. Smart leadership as a key imperative. And you would wonder, what am I talking about? Let me remind you first that at Emet Leadership Academy, our focus is on nurturing leaders based on truth. And our source of truth is the Word of God. That's our source of truth. Of course, complemented with experience, and by the grace of God, I think I have at least 30 years of that cutting across different levels of leadership. So I like to speak from an inspiration that I got, today. And that inspiration has come, from just walking into my daughter's room and seeing one of her framed quotes. And that quote is actually in the book of Luke. But I'm not going to speak directly from her particular quote. I'm going to speak more from verse 42. And I want to focus on the issue of smart leadership. Now, if you read verse 42, it says, and the Lord replied, this is what he said, a faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants and feeding them. A faithful, sensible servant is one. That means we have a definition in there. Sensible simply means smart. Okay, the smart leader is a sensible leader. But here, the reference is to the follower who is aspiring to become a leader. And we're told that this is what the master, or if you like, the leader, would do to a follower who is faithful and sensible and smart. So first of all, it takes being a smart follower to become a smart leader. And you might wonder, so what makes a smart follower? Well, that's the definition that we have in there. It says a faithful and smart, sensible or smart follower is one is one that does what? To whom the leader can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants or followers, just like himself, colleagues, and feeding them. That means that, first of all, this smart follower, to be a smart follower, you need to have the capacity to manage your colleagues and to feed them. To feed them there means to respond to their needs, to their vital needs, to their basic needs. In a way, what he's saying is that for you to be a smart leader, you need to be a smart follower. But a smart follower takes care not of himself, but of his colleagues, followers alike, and ensures or contributes to meeting their needs. He says that's how you qualify to be given that responsibility to lead. When you look at that statement, it's fairly loaded. That statement really says that in order for you to be a leader, you need to demonstrate that you understand and you're able to do what a leader has responsibility for. What does a leader have responsibility for? A leader focuses on managing people. Okay, and not managing people in the sense of a manager, in quotes, or in the sense of a boss, as we like to distinguish between, those categories. Even though for me, I think many times it's all semantics. A leader is given responsibility for managing people and for feeding them. That is, a leader's responsibility is to meet the needs of the people. The most primary needs of the people is a need for transformation. What do I mean? What you and I need is help to be transformed to a personality that helps us to fully reflect or exploit our potential. All right, we want to develop to the fullness of what we are capable of becoming, as it were. So that's the focus of leadership. That's what leadership is about. Leadership is not about the leader. Leadership is about the people, all right, who are looking up to the leader, the people who have been put in the leader's care. It's about managing them, specifically feeding them. Feeding them is meeting their most basic of needs. Okay, so that's what it is. You can't therefore become a leader if you don't have that understanding and if you haven't demonstrated that focus. So you see, when you're in a team and you're wondering at the end of the day who succeeds the leader, these are some of the things that you need to be mindful of. This is what a good leader would be looking for, all right, in order to determine a successor. He's not looking for one who is self-centered. He's not looking for one who is looking at his or her colleagues as competitors. He's not looking for one who is striving to outwit his or her colleagues in terms of performance. That's why many times many people fail. And they're wondering, but my performance has been great, but I have stood out among my peers. So why am I being shortchanged? Why am I not the one succeeding, the leader? It's because you are most likely to have been self-centered. Most of the time, you're probably looking at yourself. All right. And you are not looking at others. You are not making effort to ensure that others can perform as well as you are performing. You are not caring for others. And as long as it's all about you, you can't qualify as a leader, let alone a smart leader. Because leadership isn't about the leader. Leadership is about the follower. Leadership is about the commitment of the leader to making the follower into somebody. All right. That's why Jesus was saying, he said, follow me and I will what? Make you. All right. So unless and until you have come to that state of understanding that leadership isn't about you and that it is about others, and you have actually gone beyond that to demonstrate it by managing the people and contributing, seeing to their feeding needs being met, then you don't qualify as a leader. And if you assume a leadership position, I'm afraid you're likely to make a mess of it. Why? It's simple. Your focus will be on yourself, not on the people. You would end up being a blamer of people who is always looking for faults and who is always seeing the people as not being cooperative or not being supportive of your good self and your mandate, whereas your real mandate is defined by and in the people that you are leading. That's the real mandate of the leader. That's the real mandate of the leader. It says a faithful, sensible servant or follower is one who has that understanding that leadership isn't about me, that leadership is about my colleagues. So, I mean, I find it quite exciting, really, when this perspective that speaks to the fact that in order to outwit, in quotes, in order to qualify to be the leader of the group, you need to focus on meeting the needs of the group. It's one of the fundamental principles of leadership and indeed of life. You remember that each of us has been given a gift, but that gift that you're given is to profit everyone. So you are not given a gift in order for you to shine more than the next man or the group of people, that surround you. You're not given a gift so that you can shine more than your colleagues. You are given a gift so that you can benefit. You can use the gift to meet the needs of others. It is when you do that you qualify to be given leadership responsibility. It is when you do that we can trust you with leadership responsibility. Why? Because you have demonstrated that you understand that leadership isn't about you, but that leadership is about others. And it's not just about others, it's about being committed to serving others, being committed to ensuring that the needs in the lives of others are met. You truly want to distinguish yourself. That's the key. Now, it runs contrary to what the average thinking of the people, is. And we think that, why should I help others? I would make them shine more than myself. I would make them look good to my own detriment. It doesn't sound very strategic. It doesn't sound wise, but that's how it is. That's how it works. Nobody is looking for a leader who is going to be a leader unto himself. People are looking for leaders who are truly going to be focused on showing the people the way, and not just, projecting themselves, not just those who want to enjoy the position of leadership or the power of leadership. It reminds me of three things that leaders must never do, especially smart leaders. You don't abuse your position. You don't abuse the privileges that come with it. And you don't abuse the power that is associated with your position. Whenever you see a leader caught up in any of those three, or the three simultaneously, it's an indication that that person is not matured for leadership responsibility. It's a clear indication that the person is not matured. And this is why, in this case, we are told that a smart leader is faithful as well. But in addition, what makes them smart is their focus on others, taking the responsibility to manage others, and specifically to meet their needs, to help meet their needs. I just love that that definition, in a sense. And I think that if only, you would commit to it, some of the challenges that people face at work will be redressed by this simple principle: a change of your orientation, to consider that inward self-serving disposition, that overt concern about competition to be ahead, is not the way to go. This is like a stooping to conquer strategy, but not doing it, in a sort of self-serving manner, not being pretentious in your approach to leadership, but doing it, all right, because you truly feel for the people, you are truly concerned about the welfare of the people, and and you do whatever is within your power to ensure that their needs are met, to ensure that their needs are met. And the next verse, actually, this is 43 from Luke 12, says, if the master returns and finds that the servant has done a good job of what? Of managing his colleagues and of seeing to their needs being met, that there will be a reward. That there will be what? A reward. Does it therefore surprise us that in that famous parable of the talents, where different servants or subordinates or followers, as the case may be, were given talents, the one who came back and showed what he had done with it, what was done to him? He was promoted. He said, now faithful and good servant, well done. He said, now you have been faithful in little, now you are going to be put over much. So come and manage 10 cities. Now compare having to manage 10 talents with having to manage 10 cities. That tells you that this person qualified himself or herself to step into leadership responsibility. To step into leadership responsibility. That's how it is. That's the reward. True leadership is a reward for your service to the people, for your service to others, for seeing to the needs of others being met. So you see, the smart follower, the one who is able to do that before he or she becomes a bona fide leader, all right, is the one who qualifies to become a smart leader. All right. So smart leadership starts from being a smart follower. Okay, so I wanted to share that briefly with us. But, if you are interested in the full-blown smart leader program, the details are on the screen scrolling. You can find out more about it. It's a program, like I said, that grooms smart leaders smart learners into smart leaders. Over a period of 30 days, we basically tell a story because one day leads to the other. Every day is linked to the subsequent, day. And it's something you can take at your own time because once you enroll, you get a video like a class every day, and you can take it at your convenience. At the end of each class, you get an assignment. So we want to know how well you grasp the message. Each day has a message. Each day has a question that prompts you to take an assignment, and you submit it, we look at it, we respond, and that goes on for 30 days, at the end of which you should have a personal change plan, which hopefully helps you to begin to practice some of the insights that you would have received over the course of the 30 days. It's 30 days of deep insights into what makes a smart leader. Now, today is the tip of the iceberg, but hopefully you would have gained something from that. A lot is packed into what I've said, and those who are smart would also find an important key in what we have shared these few minutes about how to get ahead at the workplace. All right, about how to deal with that competitive tendency that we have, about how to do things differently from the way that others do it and still come out ahead. I mean, that's true wisdom in my view. All right, so that's it for today. I'll see you again sometime shortly, where we'll be speaking to the subject of leadership. Leadership is everything. Leadership is everything. You want to fulfill potential, you need leadership. You need to be under a leader. And also, you want to contribute to the lives of others. You also need to develop your leadership capacity. There is always room. Everyone needs a leader. Everyone needs a leader. In order for the fullness of your potential to come alive, everyone needs a leader. Everyone needs people who have gone ahead of us, all right, who have seen more than we have seen, so that we can benefit from that, so that we can cut short the distance between ourselves and our success. And if only we realize that, then life can be sweeter, can be less challenging, can be more fruitful, more eventful. And that's why each of us needs leadership. All right, see you once again. My name is Olatunji Showodu of Emmet Leadership Academy, and we have been discussing the subject smart leadership as a key imperative. Smart leadership as a key imperative. So see you again. God bless you. Bye-bye.